Hey guys, for the longest time I've been thinking what would be the best way to close out the Ark series. And then I figured, you know what? Perhaps talking to the creator himself would be a good idea. So I decided to ask Slayer if he would agree to an exclusive interview. And to my surprise, he actually said yes. So, in this interview, you're not only going to get an in depth look into the creative process behind the arc, how long it took, some twists related to the mod itself, but we're also going to talk about bandits, the idea behind that, how modding actually started for Slayer, and perhaps a little glimpse into the future. So, it is my great pleasure to bring to you the man, the myth, the legend, Slayer himself. Slayer, thank you
Oh,
for thank you for agreeing to do this. First of all, I am really honored that you agreed to do this. Welcome. I got a bunch of questions for you today, and I'm sure these are the questions that probably the community would also like to ask you. But first of all, huge thank you for everything that you've done for the entire Project Zomboid community, because obviously the Ark is currently the hot name on the market, but Bandits, Week
mm,
One, all of it is just amazing stuff, and we are all super grateful. And look, we can talk about Zomboid, we can talk about mods, but I want to start and get to know you. So could you tell us who is Slayer? Tell us about yourself.
yeah. Yeah, so it's my pleasure to be here. So yeah, the honor is mine. And before we begin, I have a small surprise for
You
you
do
actually. So yeah, I watched your video recently, and you said that your favorite weapon is
the garden, the pitchfork, like the garden fork.
yeah. So congratulations of finishing the Arc mod, man. If you ever come to Krakow, this is for you, and we
Nice,
can have
amazing.
yeah, we can have a beer together as well. So you're invited.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I keep that in mind. My wife and I, we
Yeah,
sometimes go to the Polish mountains. Obviously, Krakow is all on the way. I'll
yeah,
keep that in mind. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and the garden fork is amazing.
yeah.
So tell
It's
us
not much
about yourself.
uh, about myself. So you know, I have my private life. So as a private person, I do coding stuff. This is something I did for most of my professional career. But we're not here to talk about that, probably. We're here to talk about Zomboid. So
Yes, we do.
I've been playing with the mods for some time now, I guess 2 or 3 years, pretty much, um, pretty intensively, I would say. So, yeah.
This kind of lights a bulb in my head. Do you spend more time playing or do you spend more time modding?
Oh yeah, I'm not playing anymore, man. I don't really even know before the 2 very well. Like
Really?
I recently discovered that you can sharpen your weapons. I didn't know that because
It
last
also
time I
gives you
played.
maintenance XP, guys. Remember about that.
Yeah, so yeah, I used to, hit like garage doors to get some maintenance XP last time. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing it naturally when I started. Like, I remember when I played this game for the very first time, I died immediately and I hated it. And I came back maybe a month later to give it a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's how I developed love for this game, basically. So yeah, I was able to, slowly discover every aspect of this game, which is fairly complex, as you probably know, right? And like I did probably 1,000 or 2,000 hours in it. So yeah, and then I started modding, but that's a different story.
Nice. And how did you discover Project Zomboid? Because like it's not it's still well now it's not that
Yeah,
niche, but it used to be very niche.
I don't remember how. I think I just like was searching for zombie games or something like that.
And
Probably.
when did that start? Which year? Which build?
Um, that was before the one, not the newest one, but I think I know it was patched for the last time when I started. So I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, probably.
Build 41 stable. Yeah, I wonder where we are going to get Build 42 stable. I'm pretty sure you're dying to get a stable version because every update I can imagine is, oh shit, I hope they did not break anything major.
I think we're not that far. But that's it. I don't know, honestly, but I feel it is not that far.
Yeah, I think so too. I recently watched the interview with the lead designer that Atomic Duck made, and it also felt like they are getting
Yeah,
close. It's kind of now ironing out the edges,
yeah, yeah,
and hopefully
yeah,
we're gonna get
right.
close. So
Yeah, if
you,
you look at the changelog, sorry, if you look at the changelog, you see bug fixes and polishing and balancing the game. This is something that usually people do at the very end.
mm-hmm.
So
All right, you've mentioned coding. So this kind of answers probably a bit one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. The question was, how did you get into modding in the first place? Did you play the game and you figured, you know what, I am missing something to make the experience more immersive?
yeah,
And since there wasn't an available mod on
yeah.
the market, you decided having coding experience to just do it yourself? Or is it something else?
Yeah, it was something like that. So I was playing and I noticed this air conditioners on the wall. Maybe you also
Mm-hmm.
noticed that small objects. It doesn't do anything really in the game. And my idea was maybe it's possible to make them work. They should heat or cool down
Mm-hmm.
the temperature in the room. So um, I mean, I looked at other mods. I didn't obviously know Lua because this is not a very popular, coding language. It's mostly used in some games only, or Nginx, but that's a different story. Yeah, I experimented with it, and I think I did a very simple mod then, and I posted it on Steam. And to my surprise, when I like woke up the very next day, I saw like 80 people or 100 people was using it and leaving comments. Oh, this is cool. And I thought, oh, this is really cool. Somebody is using it. So maybe I should continue. And yeah, that's how it started.
Nice, nice. So my experience with YouTube was I don't know how to play this game, so I figured I'm just gonna make tutorial videos mostly for myself to learn the
Mm.
mechanics of the game, and then it turned out people find them useful. So it's a nice feeling. I'm pretty sure you got that sense
Yeah,
of accomplishment when you started to notice that folks are using it. So obviously, I think still you are mostly known for Bandits and
yeah,
Week One. That was a breakthrough because it completely changed the whole complexity of the game. It added a
yeah,
layer which was not there in the game. So how did
yeah.
you come up with this idea?
Well, the idea evolved from something completely different. So the first idea, actually, when you really know the game and you let's call it completed. It's not possible to complete it, but you
Mm-hmm.
know what I like. You've done everything you can there. You can get a little bit bored with some tasks, like you don't
Been
really
there.
want what water your crops for the 100th time or chop the next tree or something like this. So I was thinking in terms of how do I automate my base now, right? So how do I facilitate all these stupid tasks? And my idea was that I would somehow, tame or domesticate the zombies, and the zombies would do these tasks for me. Like you can maybe catch a zombie, like make him bump, and then inject something, and he will
Mm-hmm.
transform to a domesticated version. So
That's a cool idea. Domesticated
uh,
zombies.
maybe I'll do that mod one day. But so I did some, first experiments. It was really, really hard. Um, but the cool idea was actually that when this idea pivoted into bandits, I realized that I can make working NPCs bandits based on zombies, which was I wouldn't like come to this idea if I first imagined that I want to do bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would rather think that, oh, bandits are humans, so they should be like players, right? And that's the natural thinking about this.
Yeah,
But yeah,
100%.
when you come from the other perspective, when you come from the zombies, right? Then you can imagine zombies as humans. So what you really need to do is to try. You need to like you know transform these zombies so they look like humans. Yeah. So that's of course making them look like so, but also behave like humans, which is far more complex. Because when you think about zombies, their behavior is fairly simple. They just like lock on you, they walk to you, and they try to bite you, right?
Yes.
But humans, oh, that's really far more complex idea.
Yeah, I mean, in the bandits, you've got NPCs, you've got dialogues. They are even somewhat interactive, right? And you got
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got you got them reacting and responding. So I remember my first experience when playing week one, when people started to die on the streets. There was literally paramedics trying to
Mhm.
fix them up. So it just showed
Yeah,
so much potential that still sits
yeah.
unexplored in the
Mhm.
game, and you're tapping into these avenues which are like obviously amazing. Do you know how many people played the bandits? Do you have like a rough idea?
Um, yeah, so when you go to Steam, you actually have some stats there, so I can check right now if you want. So I think it's more than, it's still thousands, but it's closer to million, I think.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, this is historical data. Like,
Yeah, sure.
people count games and they go away. So I wouldn't say that like 600,000 people are playing it every day. Surely not.
No, but it means like if a million people interacted with your creation, that must be that must feel
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
I'm envious to some extent because it must be an amazing feeling.
yeah, it feels good, I guess.
And speaking of feeling good, actually, before we talk about the arc, because I really want to talk to you about the arc because I got completely hooked on that story. Um,
Mm,
I wanted to
yeah.
quickly ask you, as a modder, as a recognizable name in the community, is it easy to be a modder? And I am not talking about the technical aspects, because the aspects which are technical, you either have these skills or not, you develop them, you learn how to mod. But there is this certain sentiment in the community, especially over the
Mm,
past 2 to 3 months. I, as a Reddit user, I've seen lots of comments and oftentimes like negative comments towards the modding community. Do you have an opinion on
yeah.
this? Like, how do you
Yeah,
perceive
sure.
it as a modder yourself?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, as you said, the technical part, this is different. You just learn this, and if you're like really passionate about things, you learn them pretty fast. So, at least this was in my case, right? So I learned it. And about this, how did you frame it exactly? About the interactions with the community.
Yeah.
So there are different interactions, and I have to say the community is really lovely. Like thinking about this objectively, like 95% of the people, they are very kind. They're like giving you a lot of positive reinforcement that keeps you like driving forward. And without the community, like I wouldn't be doing it, because why would I do it like for myself? It doesn't make really sense, right? So it's all done for the community, because it's not done for the money, of course. So yeah, like 95% is giving you very good comments, but there's also critique, and I think that you're referring to critique, and there is a different kind of critique. Like I can distinguish at least like three categories here. Like the first category would be this crashed critique, where they will tell you things that are actually useful to make your mods better. So when you make mods alone, usually, or with a couple of friends, um, you're not the game studio, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
just you don't have like thousands or hundreds or even dozens of people that help you. So things are difficult because you have to test things, and testing is really, really hard. Like there are so many, scenarios that you would have to test manually. It's impossible. So bugs occur naturally. The other problem is imbalance. Like you try to make things so that they will be satisfactory for everybody, but that's not possible. Some players are better, some players are worse, and in the end, you don't really know if this mod is balanced. And this is what happened with Ark. It was not balanced. It was too hard, simply, right? At the start. Sorry for that, everybody. Um, the job
I
was
think we
not
forgive you. I think we forgive you.
intentional. So coming back, so people will give you critique about bugs. They will tell you what's wrong with the mod. There's a bug here, there's a bug there. They will tell you it's hard, it's impossible. They will tell you some ideas about cool features, or they will tell you ideas which features are not cool. So this is all valuable, and you can use it for the benefit of the mod. The second category is a grief critique. I call it like
Mm-hmm.
this. So you can see players who failed, who died. And really, dying in Zomboid is a natural process. We have to like stop beating ourselves because the game is designed to die, like literally, right?
This
So
is how you
if you
died.
die, this is how you died. So if you died, that's just another iteration of your adaptation to the gameplay. So, and if you have a new mod that changed so many things, like in my mods, they change a lot of things. You have to relearn things. Come on, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter if you have 2,000 or 4,000. I carefully placed traps for you, or nasty things there, so you will have to die, okay? Let's face it, right? And then there's this grief critique, which is obviously biased, and you can see the emotions there. So I filter these comments, but I don't treat them as hateful.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly normal. It's great. Maybe it means that the mod is too difficult, which is fine. I have to maybe do something about it. I have to think, was it a fair death or a difficult death? If it was a difficult death, it's okay. But if it was an unfair death, like player couldn't do anything to prevent it, then probably it's wrong, right? Um, and there's, of course, the third group. It's just some hate comments. You cannot do anything about it. As a content creator, maybe you also have these. So somebody will call you an asshole or something like that. You can ignore it, you can delete it, you can report it, but surely you shouldn't answer it.
Well, I'm happy that you mentioned that 95% is positive, and I think, objectively speaking, you're not going to please every single person on the planet. It's just impossible. What I
Yeah,
can say is the mods that you delivered are amazing. They are
thank you.
groundbreaking in so many levels that, if there is like a portion of people who do not like them, they are entitled to their own opinion. We're not going to
Yeah,
please
yeah.
everyone, but
Let me tell you one more thing, because most of my bots are bandits based, and
mhm.
these mods are difficult and they present a certain challenge, so to speak. But I also made some mods which are like they only add things for the player for
Water
the benefit.
pipes. I love
Yes,
it.
right. So water pipes, if you have it, it doesn't make your. It doesn't give you any challenge to the game. Quite contrary, it makes life better, and you can see clearly, like from the ratings of the mods, that these kind of mods get better ratings. So it's in our nature. We cannot fight it. So yeah, some people will you know, like most people will welcome the challenge, but some people will, this was bad.
Well, I can tell from my own experience. I got a few extra gray hair playing the Ark, and I think it's a great segue to the Ark. But before I'm gonna ask you about the
Yeah.
Ark, why the hell did you put so many chairs in the middle of the roads? What's the
So,
hell with that?
um,
What was the idea behind? You wanted us to suffer, right?
mm, yes and no. I mean, so okay. So where are the chairs? Why are they there? So part of the mod is that you want to make it look nasty, right? So everything is destroyed. There's
Yes.
radiation and there's trash and I wanted, to like introduce a lot of visual effects that would make it look like, trash. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I place some, there are different default sprites. There are like some, planks or wooden chair or things like this. But
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing that was collidable. It was a chair,
Yes.
and I didn't really know that it's collidable. And of course, we caught that in the tests, and And people were angry about this. Even the tester was angry about this. And like, oh damn! Again, this chair. I like crashed my car on the chair. But we were like angry and at the same time and laughing at the same time. Like we couldn't decide. Like it's so stupid at the same time. So fun.
Well, look, I crashed out. I think it was episode 14. I completely wrecked my van on a chair, and I even said that I
Yeah,
want to meet the maker of these chairs because I need to have them installed in my kitchen because they will
yeah,
survive anything.
yeah.
I think you should leave the chairs. If there is like lots of feedback on removing them, I would say leave them because
Yeah.
it's hilarious to some
There was
extent.
a debate should we keep them or remove them. I kept them because I thought that since the trees are burned down and they no longer block your car, as a balance to that, I would add the chairs.
That's actually a very interesting take. I
Yeah.
like that.
Nobody
That's
else,
a cool
right,
concept.
right. So usually people think about the problems, but you don't see the benefit of the
Oh,
burned trees.
I loved the benefit of not having trees
Yeah,
because I oftentimes used forests as
right.
shortcuts. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's perfect. So since we are at the arc, like my first
Yeah.
question: how long did you had the idea?
Uh, the idea evolved as the development progressed. So uh, it was not like I had a preparation for a year or something like this. I think it was already developing after I released week one. So
Mm-hmm.
like I was trying, to imagine what would I do next after that.
All right. And how long was the process? I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah. The
must have
process was
taken
about.
ages.
I think it was about shorter than a year. So
Really?
I think, I think I started in May. Not this one, but the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, and I think I also released in like April, May, something like that. So it was 11 months maybe.
Cool. And was it only yourself, or was there like a team working with you? Because I mean, it has dialogues.
Yeah,
There are like
yeah,
different
yeah.
languages. So just curious, was it all your work, or did you had someone that was helping?
Um, I had some lovely people who helped me in various ways. I'd like to name them here. So um, at least three names here. So I have Safety Man. That's the guy who contributes a lot to the Slayer community, so to
Yes,
speak.
I had interactions.
Uh,
I had interactions with him in the Discord. Very helpful.
yeah, he's very active on Discord, and he's doing amazing job in helping
Yep.
people there. And without him, I wouldn't be really, able to answer all these comments. So, Safety, if you're watching this, thank you. And there was also Max. Max was also contributing a lot with his ideas and some artifacts. Those guys also created the artifacts. So Safety Man created a lot of documents. Mostly these documents you find in the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we had Dia 26. He was streaming the very first versions of the Ark, and he was, I think, doing a really great job as a tester. Unfortunately, he's really good in Project Zomboid, so all the balancing was done, for him. So, you know, later it turned out that it's too difficult.
Yeah. Maybe you need a larger sample size because if your
Yeah,
benchmark is someone who's a pro, then the less pro players would have a
yeah,
chance. I mean, I would never consider myself a pro player, but I'm decent, I would say.
yeah,
And the arc was a challenge. It was a challenge, especially all those surprising situations that you come across with random raids of massive groups of bandits in the middle of the night.
yeah, yeah. I
Like
have to tell you, like how many updates there are. Like Arc had, since the release, Arc had 84 updates. So I
84
have,
updates.
yeah, yeah. So um, almost all of these updates were either bug fixes
Mm-hmm.
or balance shifts. So I remember like at least 20 or 30 first updates were changes regarding the difficulty. So you can see how much effort was
Oh, I believe
done in
so.
terms of tuning
I believe
tuning
so.
your
I can
play.
imagine that the first couple of weeks after the release, you didn't get a lot of sleep, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Oh,
but it's normal. When you release a mod, you have to be very like you have to have time for fixes because a lot of things will happen with so many players like subscribing immediately. You have tons of error reports and
mm-hmm.
ideas and feedback. You have to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. And like I am one of the players that reached the end. Managed to
Congratulations.
endure.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did find some shortcuts along the way. Well, shortcuts.
Mhm.
My main shortcut was just fixing the van because I cannot imagine. I would probably have to try that at some point in the future, but to really survive with not using debug to fix the car, but I did not have the patience to try and do it the hardcore way. But
Mhm.
I went through the entire story, and obviously, I see references to Fallout's. I see reference to Shutter Island. Don't want to spoil,
Mhm.
but at least it kind of
Mhm.
there are moments when it feels like
Yeah.
Shutter Island. I've seen references to Cube in one very
Mhm.
specific episode. I am actually even calling it out. Were
Yeah.
you inspired by these things, or should we look for something else, some sort of references to pop culture
Yeah.
which I've missed?
Yeah. I think there are references here. I think they're not intentional. Like I've seen most of the movies you saw. I saw Cube, obviously. I saw Shutter Island, and I think it could have had some impact on the mod, but it was not intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think movies like Matrix even could be, a reference here. Like the world is not real. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're living in a dream. So somebody could see a reference here. The Beautiful Mind could be also a good reference
Oh, that's
if
such a
you're.
fantastic movie, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, because this is also somewhat similar. So you can find, and people speak often about references, and frankly speaking, I haven't played Fallout. So yeah, somebody told me that there's this game Fallout, and there are like vaults there which are similar to Arks, and I was like, I didn't know that. So yes, that was mine. That was not copied.
We have to clip this because this is amazing. The whole concept of having
Yeah,
an underground shelter where people live in and are self-sustainable in a nuclear apocalypse. That's basically the whole backstory of Fallout. So if you've never played
yeah.
it, you actually recreated the Fallout concept in the Ark without even knowing it, which is which is which
I
is
mean,
wild, by the way.
um, I don't know, man. Like this concept is not very original. If you have nuclear war or fallout any kind, it's pretty natural there would be bunkers underground. Yeah. So I don't think.
Rich people already have bunkers. They are
Yeah.
very shy
Right.
about it.
So, yeah. No, I don't have one. Do you have
me,
one
me
already?
too. No, sadly, no. I do have a
Okay.
basement though. So
Okay.
so so I do have a basement. But if somebody gets into my basement, they're not gonna find any useful loot, just some junk. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of the arc, still, since I've already
Mm,
finished it, I went through the main story. I kind
mm,
of visited all the places which you made important for
mm.
the progression of the
Yeah.
story. Um, are there any twists or some hidden gems which a character would
Yeah.
not explore by following the story? And should we continue playing in the Ark world after we conclude the story to find them? So I guess I'm just trying to ask you, is it worth to stay in the Ark once you complete the main lore?
Not really. There are some things that players skip, I think, but uh, it's not like huge content. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that tends to be skipped is the play options with Emma. So I don't know if you have tried
I
this
danced
one.
with her,
So you danced with her,
and I
but did you?
played and I played tag, also.
Okay, so you got this one. All right, fine. But I think there is a feature that nobody discovered by themselves. At least I don't know. Probably somebody did discover this one, but um, there is this chapel in the Ark, and it has a function.
The chapel has a function. Oh, I need to
Yeah,
go back then because I've been to the chapel, obviously. But I am not, now you got me interested. Don't spoil
it
it,
does.
please. But guys, if you play it, go look for it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure now
and
that you've mentioned it, there's gonna be people who will be looking for it.
yeah. And obviously, if you destroy your car, there's another one you can find in one of the cities, which is not so.
Ooh,
You
okay.
probably know which one. Right? So, if there is a city that was protected from the blast, so maybe there's a car there.
I know which city was protected by the blast. I spent a
Yeah,
lovely time wandering around the woods there for a couple of days. Found all kinds of
yeah,
different things, including the thing you're supposed to find at some point. It took me a while, and I did. Funny thing is, when I was driving through that particular town in the first place, I didn't notice that it's actually not destroyed. Only after I spoke to Emma later, it kind of
yeah,
hit me. I had to go back to my video that I captured from
yeah, yeah.
visiting that city
Yeah.
and notice that the houses are fine, the specific doctor's office at the corner of
Yeah,
the two
yeah.
roads is fine. So um, I was so
Yeah,
focused on doing the missions that I did not notice the surroundings.
yeah, many people don't. And you know, the reason why it is not destroyed, there are multiple reasons. Like one of the reasons is that you can actually forage because
Mm-hmm.
the foraging zones work like this, that they also check the ground. If the ground is burned, then foraging
Mm-hmm.
something will not spawn simply. So that was one of the reasons. But another reason was that I pictured players who would leave the Ark, take Emma, and start a new life there, maybe. So this is something you can do if you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can try. Like you can go to Fallas Lake, clear the city, and live there with Emma. But it's not part of the official story.
Nice, nice. I have to ask this question though. When you
Yeah,
check Noah, there is a total of 6 or 7 arcs, I think.
yeah,
You can disclose the location of your arc, which then
yeah.
obviously has consequences if you do that. Are those arcs somewhere hidden, or are they just added in the
Well,
Noah's?
yeah.
Or
So
maybe you don't want to tell. If you don't want to tell, it's fine.
no, no, I can tell you. So when you discover your arc, you will see the coordinates, and if you copy these coordinates to Google Maps, you will actually find out that
Really?
these arcs, yeah, these arcs are outside of Kentucky. So one is in
Ah,
Ohio and stuff like this. So I
amazing.
actually, yeah, so I measured the distance from these states and how long would it take to go from there to your arc using a car. Things like a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So when open your arc, be ready for visitors in a couple of hours.
That's such a brilliant idea. I love it. I love it. I mean, I thought it wouldn't make sense to make several like high-tech underground facilities somewhere in the middle of rural Kentucky. That's probably
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
best investment, and they are probably somewhere else. But I just
right.
wanted to be sure.
Yeah, but it all happens in a dream. So because I framed everything to be happening inside the dream,
Yes.
I'm allowed to make some choices which seem nonsensical, right?
So now we have an Inception reference.
Yeah, yeah, right. There is inception here
Mm-hmm.
because there are like three layers, yeah, in the
Yep.
story.
So, was there anything else behind the arc? Any other inspirations or ideas that you want to share with us?
Yeah, so I've been experimenting with bandits and NPCs in general. So Vanilla Zomboid is about being alone in the Zomboid world, and then you have like bandits and week one when you have tons of NPCs, but these NPCs are you don't have really connections with them at all. Like
They're just
they look,
there.
yeah, they're just there, and if they die, you don't really care about them, or you can even I've seen multiple streams from week one, and many players after they start, they just kill their spouse they spawn with. So that's the first
Guilty, I
thing they
did that
do.
too.
Right, there's nothing wrong with it, but it gave me this idea that maybe it was a challenge for me. What if I could do something about it? Like, is it even possible if the player could build a connection with another NPC? And why is it a challenge? It is a challenge because in order this to happen, the NPC must be really, really good. It must be really convincing to the player that it has a character. It
Mm-hmm.
it must be complex enough to convince the player that, oh, this is another human. And I saw that in your videos that you said something. Oh, I'm beginning to like this girl. So there was something going on there, right?
Yes,
I,
there
I
was.
you have to tell me. I did that maybe in some part here. So that was the core idea when I thought about the arc, that I want to try to do this. And of course, it evolved. Like, there was this idea about the romantic relationship at first. There was a twist later. You know why
We're not gonna
this is
spoil it, no.
possible? Yeah, it's not possible. But anyway, there was some kind of a relation, maybe friendship, something like that, that would be necessary. Like, she would have to cry, she would have to be angry on you. This kind of things would have to happen to have emotional impact on you, right? And of course, she doesn't. She has to be not so dumb, which is very difficult. And I know she's still dumb. Sometimes she's dumb, like bluntly dumb. Sometimes she's like funny dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes she's pretty, like, there are different moments. It's not fully left or right. And the experiment here was also what would happen to the player who is very accustomed to being alone. Like, when you're alone, like, the whole world is, of course, against you, but it's yours. You can go everywhere. You can loot everything. Everything is yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, you wake up in a bunker, and the bunker isn't yours, it's hers. But
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes after you wake up, you're angry on her that she ate your food, which is funny because this is not your bunker, right? But it's so every player who played Zomboid for some time, it's so accustomed to this pattern. Like, I have to, like, collect items, then organize items, build a base. This is like the pattern that everybody does, yeah. And this mod is trying to break it a little bit. Like, it's not about resources anymore. It's about other humans. But
So
you can see some
I can
players are
tell.
struggling with it.
Yeah, so I can tell you from my experience, I was very frustrated with Emma when I was facing bugs that were impacting,
Yeah,
like the gameplay, especially with the bleach, which was kind of making her act weird. But I even caught myself later on playing, talking to her while going through it, and I remember saying, like, "Where is my little research girl?" and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
did build a
yeah,
connection to that particular
yeah.
character, which now I only kind of understood what you're trying to say when you explained it. It was very subtle. So I
Yeah.
think you've managed to achieve something pretty unique because, at least from my experience as a player, I did build that connection while not knowing it's intentional. So you've done a pretty hell of a job
Right.
here, making that
Yeah.
so subtle that you don't even experience
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
at the first
Yeah. Yeah.
moments.
And people imagine NPCs in a different kind of ways, and usually what they imagine is that they are fully controllable or predictable. Like, I can issue orders to my NPC. He will go there. He will do that. I can, like, check their inventory, trade with them. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
the control. But I don't like this vision of NPCs. Like, I like this vision where player is equal to other, like, they are not on top of them. And because this is far more I think interesting idea. And whatever NPCs are going to be in, like, build 43, I don't know, but this is very hard to code them. So this was the this was the first central idea. And to finish off, there's the second idea about story mode. So this is a sandbox game, but I had this crazy idea about transforming this uh, into a story game. So the way this is crazy because by design, this game is a sandbox game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and players, when they play it, they want to play it like they want to play it. Yeah, so they want to make the choices, what they need to do. If they want to make a farm, they will make a farm. If they want to go loot, they will go loot. But here, you have a story which is pretty much linear. Maybe not. You can like change order of things a little bit, but the story is linear. And in order to make it happen, I had to like eliminate certain possibilities for the player. Right? He cannot do this or that. So some aspects of the sandbox game had to be like eliminated. So this was a little bit dangerous, and I can see that not everybody likes it, but yeah. On the other hand, you get this story element here.
What I can say is people were looking for some sense of purpose, and it's been an ongoing theme. Often even Reddit posts
Yeah,
asking, okay, so I've reached month 3. I got my food supplies for the next 6 months. What am I supposed to
yeah,
do next, right? So trying to find some sort of a purpose, and it's probably especially visible for those players who tends to have more experience and they kind of
mm,
mastered the survival, right? You still can
mm,
die. Usually, it's the
yeah.
complacency that kills you and not lack of skill. But in this particular case, I really enjoyed the story mode, and it gave a sense of I wanted to actively log in because I wanted to find out what's next. I wanted to get to that secret lab because I really wanted to understand who's behind
Yeah,
and what's the origin. So yeah, I think it
yeah.
was a fantastic twist and a really good experience.
It's very subjective, Some people love it, some people hate it, some people like the lore, for example, to read it. Some people, oh, I'm not going to read anything.
I
You
read through
know,
everything.
it's respect.
Okay. I do have one more question that I want to ask you, but before I'm going to ask you this question, I have to ask you this one. Has Indie Stone ever spoken to you about anything? I mean, if you cannot disclose details, understandable,
Yeah.
but knowing you're such a well respected and known member of the modding community, I would imagine they would at least talk to you from time to time.
I'm not authorized to provide you with the answer.
Okay? I respect
Okay,
this
just
answer.
joking, Marina. Just joking, man. Yeah, I mean, I know some people there, and they know me, and like we had some occasions to speak. Usually, it's me requesting or begging for some features. Like, guys, I am begging you. I tried everything. I cannot work this around. And recently, they which did something which I'm really grateful for. So they fixed one small thing for me, which like in vanilla game didn't manifest, but in my mods it did because yeah, one of the functions was not working correctly, and yeah, they listened and they did it, which is fantastic because now I don't get this error reports. Like this is really frustrating. You cannot fix something and you get constant reports like, oh, the zombies are coming to me because they saw a bandit, right? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's complicated. But there was this bug, stupid bug, and I couldn't really do anything. But they fixed it, so now it works lovely.
Nice, nice. I mean, I was expecting they would. I think every reasonable developer, especially with such a huge modding community, and generally a community built around the game, because it's tens of thousands of people who play a 2013 indie game which has graphics 20 years old, right? When you look at it, but it's just such an amazing experience. And
Um,
look, I play it religiously, and I never get tired. I never get bored. So,
yeah,
last question before I let you go. What's
yeah.
next? After you get enough rest, you recover after the arc. Is there chapter 3 to this story, or are you shifting to something else?
Yeah, I don't want to promise anything, but I have something on my plate now. There's one mod that I removed some time ago. It was called Day One, and it was removed because I didn't really have time to fix it after one of the updates. And I thought that it's time for a comeback. So yeah, I want to do day one like remastered, or I'm not sure how I will call it. Maybe day one ultimate or something like this. And this is going to be madness. Like if you enjoyed week one, this is going to be like 7 times more intense.
Look, we have to spice up the game a little bit,
Um,
right? I mean, how many times can you redo the same things? And I think uh, the modes that you've delivered, they completely rework the entire experience. I can tell you from my personal experience. You've probably seen my episodes. The emotions that I am experiencing while playing the
yeah,
arc, they are not. It's not acting. I am actually getting
uh,
emotional.
I
I've
know.
gotten extremely emotional when I've experienced that dream sequence with the graveyard. I actually had to take a couple of minutes to settle myself back in.
I
So
know. I know.
it was just an
Listen,
amazing experience.
listen. I saw that. I saw the whole process. I mean, I didn't see all of your videos, but I've seen at least 20. So I've seen your journey. And it's not like I want players to suffer, but I really want to present a significant challenge for them, because in the end, games are about challenge, right? So there's a degree of a challenge, and I watch many streams after the mod release. So and I usually like pray that the players win the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to win to, right? This is what I want, but I don't want it to come easy. Sorry, and I think you would be happy if that was easier. So now, after you completed the journey and it was painful, now
I,
at
I I
least you.
wouldn't I wouldn't want it to be easier. In fact, I think the harder
Okay.
you make it, the more rewarding the end is. And I've
Yeah.
been saying that multiple times that it's getting frustrating to a point, and I am this type of a player that when I encounter
Mhm.
a challenge which is extremely frustrating, I'm gonna be even more motivated to finally overcome it. And when I finally got
Yeah.
that big endured screen at the very end, it
Yeah.
felt really great. And
Yeah.
look,
Yeah. Yeah. So it was not like there was the slogan was crafted because uh, it needs to stay in your mind when you play it. You know what this mod is all about because you've seen the ending, right?
mhm,
So this is somebody who has a hard time, so to
yep.
speak, yeah. And it's all about enduring, and
Yeah, yeah, and it
despite
really
everything.
resonated at the end when you kind
uh,
of reached the end of the story, and it all comes together. So for anyone that has not finished the arc yet, once you do that, everything will become fully clear, and you will completely understand end to end the entire story and everything that impacts Bob, the main character. Um, look, I've taken enough of your time already. Before I close, I have to reinforce it on behalf of the entire Project Zomboid player base. We are forever grateful for all the hard work that you've delivered, for all the amazing mods that you workshopped and delivered us, and you're a legend. What can I say? And it's been a privilege
no,
to have the opportunity to talk to you. And I hope we'll have an opportunity to do another one like this once you get the day one ultimate released.
yeah. As I said, I'm not promising it. It's just something which is on my plate, and but I will do my best just to finish it. So yeah, one thing I want to add about this mod very quickly is that
Yes.
the big change will be that usually when you play it day one or week one, you have this feeling that events are following you, right? So everywhere you go, the plane is going to follow on your head, the bombs are exploding near you. But when you just after that go to a different place, you discover nothing really happened there. So what I really want to do is to deliver this, unique, unified experience that it all happened at the same time everywhere.
Wow.
So yeah, so this is gonna be difficult, but I think I can do it.
Well, take your time. You definitely deserve some rest after all the work on Arc, but this sounds pretty amazing. Probably we're gonna be at B42 stable by then, so the game build will also not be so not changing so dynamically. which will hopefully make your life a bit easier as well. Slayer, again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for spending the time. And guys, in the comments, please show your appreciation. I think Slayer deserve it, and the team involved in making the Ark deserve it. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for our kind words, and thank you all for the videos about the Ark. They are pretty cool. So yeah, everybody, you have to watch all of these.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching the entire interview, guys. It's been a pleasure for me to do it. It's been a pleasure to talk to Slayer. I think we all, as a Project Zomboid community, owe him a lot. I am leaving the link to Slayer's Ko-Fi in the pinned comments under this video. Please consider supporting him. If you have any questions, please post them under this video. I'm sure Slayer will watch it. But yeah, for today, that's everything. Just a quick shout out to all the channel members. Your support is always appreciated. And I'll talk to you soon, one way or another. Cheers, guys.